Good morning, my name's Owen and today we're going to be doing the North East Colchester training walk. Now the official start of the walk's over at the Beehive pub, so I'm going to walk over there and start the walk officially from the pub. And once I get going and you've seen a bit of the pub, I'm going to run through what to expect today in terms of the route, and then I'm going to get walking and then we're going to talk a bit about what today's all about. So I'll see you then.
Today's walk is a bit of a complex one, from Colchester to Great Bromley to Elmstead Market, then to Ardley and then back to Colchester. The walk officially starts at the Beehive pub in North East Colchester, and then we make our way on the 5.5 kilometre stretch out to Elmstead. The second stretch is then a 3.5 kilometre walk from Elmstead to Great Bromley. The third leg is then a 3.5 kilometre walk from Great Bromley down to Elmstead Market. The fourth leg is then a 6 kilometre walk from Elmstead Market up north to Ardley. And then the final leg is a long 13.5 kilometre walk from Ardley all the way around Fox Street, then to Crockleford Heath, and then back to the Beehive.
So now you've got a bit of a better idea as to what to expect during this walk in terms of distance, direction, what we're going to see on the way. I'm just going to talk a bit about what this walk's all about. So obviously in the summer, as you've probably already seen, we did the Essex Way 2020 challenge. 3 days between Epping and Harwich. That was a fantastic challenge. And it was really that inspired me to sort of get out and get walking again. This week we're expecting to come out of national lockdown restrictions, so that should be quite nice to be able to see my friends and get walking again. But yeah, I've sort of landed in the unfortunate situation that Harrison's stuck up at uni in York, Tom is isolating at the moment, so it's just really me that can get walking at the moment. It's been quite a while since I've been forced to walk on my own, so today's just a bit of a reflective walk. We can talk a bit about how the Essex Way 2020 challenge went, so a bit of a debriefing, look back on some of the videos, and hopefully just enjoy some of the scenery as we walk along. Today's a bit more of a grungy day compared to anything we've done in the past, so should be quite interesting to see how it all looks once it all comes together anyway. So I'm just going to keep on walking, show you some of the sights on the way, and hopefully you all enjoy it. So I've just walked up the path a bit and I've come to a really important place. Sorry about the noise, it's really quite loud here with all the cars around, but I'll try the best I can. Where I am, it's called an outpost set up by Essex County Council, and it basically highlights all the important places around Essex that maybe don't quite get as much of a spotlight, and that's sort of what we try to do at You the Island and I, as well as sort of promoting young people to get out in the community, to get out in nature and to sort of help out a bit. But to see something like this is quite impressive. Now, where I'm standing at the moment is an old ancient apple orchard, and it's quite important to come to places like this because obviously it's really important to British culture. But it's just nice to come and walk along and find things that you weren't really expecting to find. Me and Harrison found it last time we were on this walk. We didn't really know too much about it, but obviously since I've come back this time, I've been able to find out a bit more information and tell you a bit about it. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep on walking, and if I see anything interesting, I'll let you know. But today's walk's been really nice. I'm really enjoying this nice sort of cooler and darker weather, so yeah, I'll let you know how we get on. So I've just now arrived at Elmstead, which is one of the first sort of major checkpoints of the walk. Make sure you get a good look around, because the eagle-eyed of you will notice later on that we're actually returning here. So if it is a bit darker, you might not be able to get a good view of it, but hopefully you will. So how was that nice long walk just then, in the darker sort of colder temperatures? Well, to answer the question, it's really been quite nice actually. I've gone down to t-shirt because I was getting a bit hot in a jumper and coat and t-shirt. But yeah, it's about 9:32 in the morning, so you should expect it to be quite cold around this time. But I guess, you know, when you're walking, you heat up and too many layers and you get too hot. But the blue sky is trying to poke through. It was supposed to be partially cloudy today, so hopefully as the sun rises a bit, it should just burn off some of that cloud and we should be able to get a bit of a nice blue sky at points today. But yeah, it's been quite nice. Bit of a change. In the summer we had a really, you know, nice open sky season, so it is nicer to get out in this sort of darker weather. But yeah, I hope it doesn't get too hot. We had a really cold morning the other day, 0 degrees Celsius, so just at freezing point. And this is just such a huge contrast. That's just one of the things you get in East Anglia. Huge difference in temperature. But I'm going to crack on. I can see the bridge just ahead. So I'm going to head over the bridge, head northeast towards Great Bromley. And then when I get there, I'll just have a sit down, a little snack to eat, and then it'll be on towards Ardleigh then. Sorry, not Ardleigh. What am I on about? It'll be back down south towards Elmstead Market, and then we'll head up to Ardleigh. So I'll see you when we get to Great Bromley. So after that long stretch of walking, I've just now arrived at St George's Church in Great Bromley, also known as the Cathedral of Tendring. It's really lovely here. Lovely morning. The sun's just trying to poke out, as you can see. Probably through me squinting as well. And also here we have what was actually ranked by us one of our favourite war memorials of our trips this year. So yeah, I'm going to go have a bite to eat and then perhaps talk a bit more about what to expect from the rest of the day. So for those of you who've been watching our walks all throughout the summer, maybe even as far back as last year, you'll recognise this walk, especially from over on Instagram, because it's one that we've obviously done before and taken loads of photos on it. I've not actually got around to doing a video, but this is the first attempt. And well, obviously I had Harrison with me last time. That was the first ever training walk we did this year, and obviously Tom joined on for some of the other training walks and the challenge. But it's just different walking on your own again, you know. Obviously I've done a whole challenge on my own walking, but after spending a whole summer doing it with mates, it's just, it feels like you're missing a limb walking along without someone. Just someone to talk to, especially, you know, when I've got friends who are quite busy and they're off in other parts of the country doing loads of exciting things. It's nice to just walk, you know, spend 6 hours just catching up and chatting and talking about things that are going on in the world at the moment. It's different when it's just you in your head and you're just left to your own devices. Obviously at work, you're not always on your own. You've got other people around you. At home, you've got other people around you. But it's not until you go walking, I find personally, with just yourself, that you get to sort of inquisit yourself, ask yourself questions, get to know yourself a bit better. In a world where everything's so fast and on demand, almost instant access, just going out and just being at one with your mind allows you to sort things out and think things through. Obviously when you've got a friend with you, you can talk things through with them, but you know, nothing quite soothes the mind than just, you know, self-reflection and inward looking while walking along, especially surrounded with such amazing scenery. For those of you who've been watching for quite a long time, if you haven't, sorry, I was just getting flashbacks to potato quality videos. So yeah, sorry, about a year ago, 2 years ago, I started planning all of this walking challenges and stuff like that. But last summer, not this summer, last summer, I went up to Scotland and did an 8-day walk, 105 kilometers all the way around the coastal way. Tried to do it self-sufficient, but things didn't go as planned. If you want to watch that video, then there'll be a link up above. But it was a whole video series. It's now available on Age Concerned Colchester's rebranded YouTube page. But that was obviously a walk on my own with no one else around. It just, I don't know, back then it was more sort of for fun and more for a challenge, but now it's sort of, I haven't really got a choice but to walk on my own. It's not nice not having that choice. But sorry, rant over. I'm just loving the scenery, really. I don't usually get out walking in this kind of weather. I usually quite like walking when it's a bit more sunny and in the summer months, but seeing it all like this is a sort of different perspective. Anyway, my rambling over. That's not what you're here for, I bet. You're here for all the lovely scenery. So I'm going to press on. We've got some interesting things coming up I'm not going to spoil it for you, but make sure you stick around to see it, as it is quite exciting. See you in a bit. So then, here we are. Surprise number one. What I'm walking on is an unfinished infrastructure project. As you can hear, probably there's loads of cars whizzing past, and that's because I'm right next to the A120. Now, what this is this is an old on-ramp, and that's an old off-ramp for the A120. Now, they built this ramp here for Elmsted Market, so there was a quick access point onto the A120, but they just never completed it. So up ahead there's a abandoned bridge, which is quite spooky, and what I'm walking on now is basically where wildlife has started reclaiming the site. So it looks a bit brownfieldish, and yeah, it's really quite interesting. It's just such a bizarre place. So I'm just gonna keep walking on towards Elmsted. So you can't say I didn't tell you. We are back at Elmsted. We've just come up from Elmsted Market, and yeah, so I'm going to head up to Ardleigh, but first I'm going to tell you a little bit about the videos we've done so far, and also what to expect in the future. So I guess we can start with the Arran videos, which were last summer. I remember I had these tiny little OEX cameras, and they didn't have removable batteries, so I had to have two of them. And while I was walking videoing with one, the other was charging, and it was really quite a difficult experience to pull off. The video quality was absolutely terrible, as I'm sure you already know. I'll put some links to it in the description, but then obviously after that moved on to these training walks, managed to get some people involved, which was good fun, some great friends. And then now, obviously heading into the winter, it's going to be more difficult to get videos done. I'm hoping to be able to get some friends down from university, say Harrison and Tom back, maybe get some new people in like Darius. I've got him on the books for some walks. Maybe just try and get new people in during the videos just to get to know them, get them out in nature, see what it's like. But yeah, I was really happy with how the Essex Way 2020 videos went. They weren't too, you know, poor quality. In fact, I was actually really happy with them. The quality was fantastic. The audio was great. The editing, I managed to get just how I wanted. It was really interesting sort of thinking with an editor's mind while videoing, doing all that sort of stuff. But looking back at it now, it was, you know, a solid increase. I'm not going to knock the original Aaron videos too much because the quality of the video was terrible, but the actual substance itself was fantastic. You know, going around all of the locations, actually walking around the island was brilliant. It was just the camera quality that just let it all down, and the audio quality. But obviously using this new GoPro, it's just been fantastic. It's just a massive step up. Much easier to edit as well, far more smooth, streamlined, better workflow. But yeah, if you haven't already seen them, then check them out. I'll put a link up here, just for you to view them. But on reflection, really, really happy with them. On the way forward, we're just going to continue with the same format. I was thinking of, between locations, just putting in the maps so that you can see en route where we're going, but it just sort of lengthens the video so much to the extent that you end up with a 30-minute video rather than 15-minute one. I don't do this for likes or views or anything. I just do it so I hope that other people who are interested in the same sort of thing sort of find it and enjoy it. So I'm not really worried about video length or algorithms or anything like that. Overall, I much preferred the 30-minute video we did than the 15-minute sort of length ones. But then again, they're quite good to just catch people's attention. So I think I'll just be doing a bunch of different variations, try and keep it fresh. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling on. I'm going to head over to Ardley and hopefully you enjoy the views on the way. So I've just gone through Ardley. I'm now headed on towards the reservoir. That was a nice stretch of the walk. Good to see some trains. Unfortunately, not all the footpaths were as well marked out as I'd hoped. But gonna crack on. I can see the reservoir now. Gonna head round it and then start heading back. So then, after 6 hours and 40 minutes of walking over 30 kilometres around northeast Colchester, I can say that the day's walking is complete. We've now finished the northeast Colchester training walk. If you enjoyed today's video, please remember to subscribe, follow and comment on all of our social media platforms, and make sure you stay tuned for our next video, which hopefully should be coming out too soon. So we'll see you on the next walk.